Welcome back to HA Productions. This is the second podcast. We have a guest today for the predictions. He's going to be in all the predictions, and we have a different agenda. And once again, just put your favorite team in the chat thing, and then we'll get right into it. So I'm just going to wait for a few more people to join. Maybe like 30 seconds. Alright, so let's just start for now. And the first topic is just Thursday Night Football. It is the Panthers and the Falcons. And it's just in-game division. And we have Todd Gurley, who lost the game last week, falling into the end zone. And we have the Panthers, who have been looking pretty good. And yeah, Noah, you want to say anything about it?
If the Carolina Panthers win this game, they're back in the playoff race. If they lose, they're kind of out of it. I mean, they're probably going to win because the Falcons are not very good. Not very good.
All right, well, we also have what will be the biggest upset this week? And I'm going to go with the Steelers. Wait, no. Actually, it's actually hard. There's a lot of good games. I'm going to go with the Lions beating the Colts.
Lions beating the Colts? That's an upset. How about, let me see. How about, let's see. How about, maybe Dolphins beat the Rams? How about that?
Oh.
Dolphins beat the Rams.
Okay. That's an interesting one. So should the Texans tank?
Yes. I mean, it's sad because it'll waste Deshaun Watson's it's wasting the prime of his career, but in order for them to get, I mean, they're basically tanking right now. They're only when they've gone against the Jags, they're basically tanking. I mean,
and when they're tanking, should they actually trade away their players? Like J.J. Watt's thinking of being traded. And should they trade Deshaun Watson?
No, unless maybe if they have like the number 2, number 3 pick, and they get like Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields, then maybe trade Deshaun Watson, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. He's a franchise quarterback. That team, he doesn't have a lot to work with.
Yeah.
Will Fuller, Cooks, Cobb, Stills, and like no one else. No one else there. The offensive line is not good. The defense is terrible.
Yeah, and so also they fired their head coach in the middle of the season, and they have a new one. I actually haven't been following the Texans because I don't want to right now. And it's like at the beginning of the season, I'm like, oh, they're going to lose to the Chiefs, but they're still a good team. So, like, they're going to win, like, some games. And when they lost, like, the next few, I was sort of confused. I'm like, then they fired Bill O'Brien, and now they're, like, I don't know what's happening. So I think... he wasn't a bad coach. He just wasn't smart.
Yeah. He wasn't a good GM. David Johnson in a second rounder.
Yeah, and also
from the league.
Yeah.
And David Johnson has a bad contract.
Yeah. Also, let's just go into this quickly. There's some news that happened earlier. The Seahawks signed the Bengals defensive end Carlos Dunlap on. I don't actually know the deal, Noah. I don't think they've posted it up yet. And so he wasn't very happy his last year playing on the Bengals. But I do know that the Bengals got like a third-string offensive lineman and a 7th-round pick.
Which, in my opinion, it's not a bad deal because he wanted to leave, so they got an offensive lineman, which they desperately need, and then they also got a draft pick. I thought he would just go to free agency.
Yeah.
Just like Le'Veon.
So for the predictions that we have next, we're gonna do this every week, and I brought in my brother to just make it so it's 3 instead of 2. And so the first one is Falcons Panthers. Noah, you can go first. Who's gonna win?
Panthers by a mile. That offense is pretty good. The defense has been a little bit disappointing, but it's good enough to win games. It's good enough the offense is good enough to win games.
All right, Xavier.
This is a no-brainer for me. It's probably like I think the Panthers will also win. I mean, I'm sort of agreeing with Noah. Their offense is decent, but Christian McCaffrey's injured, so that's disappointing. That's like gonna ruin their flow.
All right. I'm also going Panthers on this one. The Falcons just haven't been looking good. They could have gotten a win against the Lions. Todd Gurley choked, and I feel like they're just not in a groove right now. The Panthers signing Teddy Bridgewater over the offseason has boosted their team. Especially, he went 5-0 when he was the Saints starter, and now he's been playing well again. And he has been, like Xavier said, Christian McCaffrey's gone. So their run game is not that good right now, but their receiving core is like pretty solid, and their defense is average.
Mike Davis has played pretty well, really well.
Yeah.
But that Falcons play with Todd Gurley, that one play has symbolized the entire season for the Falcons.
Yeah.
That sums up the season so far. That one Gurley run.
All right, so next game is Vikings-Packers. Noah, you go first.
Packers. Vikings just aren't very good. I mean, they lost to the Falcons, so the Vikings, that's kind of enough for you. And also that defense is really young and too inexperienced.
Okay.
I'm going Packers because Aaron Rodgers is doing well, and I think he's just gonna carry the offense with a few other people, and so that's how I think it's gonna go.
Your guys are gonna be mad. I'm going Vikings. Aaron Rodgers had a off game against the Bucks, and the Bucks are much better than the Vikings. I think if Kirk Cousins can play against the Packers so secondary, he can have a really good game. And also, Dalvin Cook's been injured, but the backup running back's been really solid. And
he's kind of sitting this week. Cook, he could play.
Oh, Cooks is playing?
He's kind of sitting this week. Yeah, he could play.
All right, well, now Cooks is playing, so that makes it even easier because Cooks' running game is really a big part of that team. So if they can get him involved, I think they can win that game. So Vikings. All right, next is Titans-Bengals. This is going to be pretty simple.
Titans.
There's not really anything to say about that.
Not even going to hesitate. I mean, I think it's going to be a good game because Burrow's in it, but yeah,
Titans. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. Titans, Tannehill's one of the runner-ups for MVP race right now. The Bengals haven't been doing their best. Joe Burrow's not doing as well as they expected him to.
Joe Burrow's doing really good.
I know, but they need to find playmakers around him. Zach Taylor is not helping.
No, he needs an offensive line. That's what he needs. And a defense.
Yeah, but I feel like if you have a good quarterback and you just have good receivers, especially with Joe Burrow, he can find them. You just, the receivers haven't been playing up to standards last few games. Like AJ Green's back from his injuries, and the other two wide receivers just haven't been that productive. So Titans, Jets, Chiefs.
Chiefs. Not even a thing. Not even close. I'd say the Chiefs are going to win by 40 points at the most. 40.
I'm gonna break it down for you guys. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, McCole Hardman, Travis Kelce. Those people are gonna lead the offense. Then the defense. I'm not gonna say anything. Tyrann Mathieu. All right, that's enough. That is enough.
I'm also going with the Chiefs for all the reasons that are out there. They're just a better team. The Jets they're literally trying not to tank. And they haven't won any games. When you're not trying to tank and people think you're trying to tank, that's when you know there's a problem.
That's what it's said. Yeah. I mean, every loss, when you think about it, it's kind of good for Jets fans in a way, because at least you could get Trevor Lawrence. Think about it that way.
Yeah.
Generation talent. He's doing the season though.
All right, Colts Lions. Noah.
Colts Lions. I'm going Colts. They have one of the best defenses in the league, top 5.
Okay, Xavier.
I don't really want to answer this. Colts. I'll just go with that. I don't really know. I really don't know.
I said this as my upset for the week. Lions, I feel like they have momentum right now. They're 3-3. Last year, they only won 3 games. They came into the season strong, and then they just dropped off. But against the Colts team, Phillip Rivers hasn't been playing up to standards. And I feel like if the Lions defense can get through the offensive line, which is going to be hard to do, and they just mess up Phillip Rivers' rhythm, then that's going to put the game away for the Lions. Also, Matt Stafford's been playing really well, and their wide receivers are really good. All right, Steelers-Ravens.
Steelers. I'm going Steelers. A lot of people are going to say Ravens, but I'm going to say Steelers. The defense is they're going to lock down Lamar. They're going to lock down Ingram. I don't care what running backs they throw at them. They're going to lock them down. I guarantee it. Under 100 yards rushing. Actually, under 120 yards rushing for the whole team.
Good point. You made a good point, but I'm going with Ravens. Lamar Jackson, if you look at his highlights from last year, you're going to think
last year, not this year.
You're going to think, all right, let's see what he does this year. This year, he's still getting his momentum. It's the beginning of the year, but I think the Ravens, I like Mark Ingram, and I think they're going to work it out somehow against the Steelers defense.
I'm also going Steelers. It's just the Steelers now. The Steelers' second string wide receivers is playing like the best receiver in the league. And their Big Ben is playing insanely well right now. Their defense is really good, like best in the league for sure. They're gonna shut down the run, like you said.
I disagree.
They're gonna push the outside. Lamar won't be able to scramble out, and then the inside's gonna push up, and that I feel like they can get over 120 just because they like to run the end arounds with Snead and stuff, Willie Snead, and I feel like if they can get the end arounds going, I feel like that's a hard stretch for those defensive ends of the Steelers, and if you get around fast enough, I think that's where most of the rushing yards are going to get fubbed. They just have to find that rhythm. But I think Steelers are going to win that one. That's going to be a good one to watch. Next one is Rams Dolphins.
Yeah. This is my upset of the week. I have Dolphins. I mean, that team, they might just look okay, but I mean, the Rams, they have the best offensive mind in Sean McVay. But I think the Dolphins, though, let's see what Tua can do. It's Tua time.
Okay, I'm going with Rams because Tua is like a rookie. He's new. It's like his first couple of games.
Look at Herbert. Look what Herbert did at week 1.
Come on, Noah. Just think about it for a second. Tua's young. So is Jared Goff. I know, but Jared Goff's been in the league a little bit more. I think he's gonna work with Sean McVay, and they're gonna pull out a win.
This is hard because I want the Rams to lose. I feel like the Dolphins have a little momentum, but is it really enough for them to get the win? I'm just going to go over it, and I'm going to make my decision at the end. Tua is playing well in his first game.
He only played like 3 snaps, though, so it's hard to tell.
I know, but like if you played Fitzpatrick, I feel like the Dolphins could get a win, but they have Tua in. And just like the first few snaps, he's been getting practice reps. There was no preseason, so he couldn't get into actual game time. So I don't know how he's gonna have this transition really quickly. But the Rams are they're 5-2 now, but I'm still a little questionable on if they can hold it for the rest of the season. Jared Goff's been playing pretty well. Their wide receivers have also been playing pretty well. Their defense is okay. If Jalen Ramsey can shut down, the Dolphins have no receivers, so I don't know. I feel like that's going to be a problem for Tua, especially when the Rams have a pretty good secondary. So I'm going to go Rams on this one.
Yes.
Bills,
you made
Patriots.
The right decision.
Bills, Patriots.
Bills.
We can all agree on that. I'm pretty sure. Bills.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is it my turn?
Yeah.
All right, it's my turn. So Bills because Josh Allen. Yeah, that's really what I'm gonna say. And Hooks' turn.
Bills because Josh Allen has been playing really well. He's improved a lot since his rookie year. And Cam Newton, the last 2 games, has just not played well. He got benched for Jared Stidham. And last time a Patriots quarterback got benched and Jared Stidham came in, his first pass was a pick 6 against the Jets. So I don't know how that's going to work out for the Patriots this year. If they can get Cam Newton back to his 2015 status, I feel like they can be really good. But right now, he's not looking really well. So I think Bills as well. All right, Raiders, Browns.
This is a hard one. I got Raiders. Carr's been playing pretty good. I mean, the receiving core hasn't been amazing. Did I say Ruggs hasn't been Claypool good? It's been pretty good. Aguilar's been pretty good. Jones has been pretty good. I mean, Jacobs hasn't been able to get rolling really. I mean, but the defense is mediocre. But now the Browns, they don't have Beckham anymore, so it's hard to tell.
I'm going Raiders because Derek Carr is really doing well this season. He's switched a little bit, and their defense is, I mean, it's average, so the offense is going to have to be putting on a show if they want to win that.
Okay. I'm going to go against the grain here. I'm going to go with the Browns. I'm doing this because Baker Mayfield hasn't been playing really well, but the rest of the team has been playing okay. I feel like this is going to be really close, to the last second, because Odell's not there, so they're going to have to rely on Jarvis Landry. And
that run game is good, though. The run game?
Yeah.
Is
and David Njoku with Austin Hooper, who also hasn't been playing as well as usual. But I feel like if they can really get it moving in the first half and their defense can shut down the Raiders and Derek Carr, then I think they can get a win. Next one is Chargers-Broncos.
Chargers for sure. That defense, it's not as good as I hoped it would be, as I thought it would be. I mean, Derwin James is injured. That's a little disappointing. If they beat the Broncos right now, they're back in the playoff race. That's how I see it. Herbert is so good. It's crazy. That's what I was thinking about Tua. What if Tua's like Herbert? What if he just comes in and he just plays amazing?
Why are you talking about the Dolphins, bruh?
Because Herbert came in and he started playing like he'd been playing for a while, and we haven't seen Tua, so.
Well, that's true. That's why I'm going for the Chargers. I think Herbert is decent, more than decent. I think he's great. He's awesome. He's doing great. He's
Top 10.
Okay, whatever you say. I think the defense is gonna do well because, even though Derwin James is injured, I think the Melvin Ingram, is he still?
Yeah, he's still.
All right, I think Melvin Ingram might get the last bits and just do well. I think they're gonna get a win.
I'm also going Chargers. Justin Herbert's been playing really well. The defense has been average, and the Broncos just can't really find their identity right now. Melvin Gordon has been playing mediocre, and it just hasn't been going well for Broncos. Next one is Saints-Bears.
This is a close one because it's a good defense and a bad offense versus a good offense and a bad defense. I'm going Bears just because they don't have Michael Thomas and they don't have Emmanuel Sanders. So definitely going Bears.
Okay, I'm sad to say this because the Saints are my favorite team, but I'm going with Bears. They are having a great year. They are undefeated.
They lost to the Rams.
Yes, they lost to the Rams. But they're having a good season. I think they're gonna shut down Drew Brees. Cry emoji. And the offense is, Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles. It's Nick Foles. All right, Nick Foles is doing pretty good-ish. I don't know. I haven't watched them. But yeah, I think the Bears are gonna win. They're having a good season, and that's how.
All right, I'm going with the Bears. Nick Foles, is going to have a pretty good game against a pretty good secondary. I feel like the defensive line won't be able to get enough pressure even with Cam and Jordan on the line. And the Bears defense is just going to stuff up Drew Brees. Alvin Kamara is going to have a pretty good game, but that receiving core is going to do nothing. So I'm going Saints Bears. Next one is 49ers and Seahawks.
Seahawks. I mean, the 49ers, their defense is good, but not good enough. Not good enough at all. But Seahawks defense is about 100 times worse than the 49ers. Sorry, Hooks, but kind of true.
Okay,
right.
so the Seahawks are awesome. They got Russell Wilson. They got DK Metcalf. They got Tyler Lockett. That's basically their whole offense, in my opinion. And Hooks is giving me the look that he does not agree. I think the defense is very good. The defense.
The Seahawks?
Yes.
They're poop.
Okay, they're poop. I agree. I'm gonna do whatever the person who loves the Seahawks says.
All right, so I'm going with the Seahawks. As he said, we have a very good offense, but it's not only 3 players. We have 3 solid tight ends in Will Dissly, Greg Olsen, and Jacob Hollister.
True.
And we also have our 3rd string, David Moore, who's been playing really well. And I feel like the 49ers secondary isn't going to do anything against them. And I feel like it's going to be a shootout. And they're just going to be – but also the 49ers have no wide receivers whatsoever. So I don't think they can get a push with just the run game with our new and improved D-line. We got Damian Sachs Harrison coming in soon. He might be playing this week. Carlos Dunlap, who just got traded today.
Are you talking about the Seahawks defense that you just said was poop?
Yeah, but their defensive line is getting a little better. Jared Reed has been playing okay. And once we get Jamal back, the defense is going to be back to a little below average. Next is Eagles-Cowboys.
Eagles. I'm going Eagles. They have momentum. They just beat the Giants. And that Cowboys team is not good at all. And they just lost Andy Dalton. He has a concussion. He's on concussion protocol right now. And the defense is even worse than the Seahawks. So, yeah.
That's an insult to both the Seahawks and the Eagles. But I think the Eagles are going to win. I think they're flying. Pun intended.
I don't really want to answer this because I don't think any of them deserve a win right now. The Cowboys just lost their backup and Andy Dalton, and now I don't even know their new quarterback.
Ben DiNucci.
What? See, the Cowboys are just being the Cowboys once again. So I think the Eagles can pull it out, but it's going to be very low scoring, and I do not recommend watching that game. Last one is Monday Night Football, the Bucs and the Giants.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I'm going to say this right now. The thing that's holding the Giants back, it's Danny Dimes. It's Daniel Jones, definitely. But it's like defense. It's better than you think. They're top 10. They're top 10. Their defense is ranked 8th by PFF. 8th. Their defensive line. And then, I mean, the secondary could use some work, but, I mean, Tom Brady's just going to destroy that secondary. It's true.
So who's gonna win? You haven't said who's gonna win, bro.
Bucks. The Bucks.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yes, the Bucks are gonna win. The Bucks are gonna win. All right. I'm not gonna do what I usually do. I'm not gonna break it down. I'm just gonna tell you that the Bucks are going to win.
All right. I'm going with the G-Men.
What?
Yes, sir.
It's not. I wouldn't be very surprised. They did it last year. They could do it again.
They can pull it together for this game, maybe for the next few games. Daniel Jones, if he can get his act together, he can make some big plays like that 90-yard run. When do you hear that from a QB?
One.
Yeah. But even when you're a running back, how many times can you say you ran a 90 yards?
That run, though, was literally, that play represents the Giants' season.
Yes, he tripped and fell. But still, you have someone who can run and someone who can pass. So I feel like if their defense can hold strong against the Bucks and their offense can get a little going, then I think they can win.
No, it's not gonna. They're not, because the Giants' secondary isn't good. The D-line is great. The D-line's great, but the secondary, they got what's his name, Bradbury. He's good, but like not even. It's not going to be a very close game.
All right. So next one is, can the Cowboys still win the division?
Nope. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There's no way they're going to win that division because the Eagles, they're not very good, but they're good enough to win the division because that division is just like, I can't, there's no word to describe how bad the division is. That's what it comes down to.
I'm also this is hard. If Andy Dalton can come back a little later and play pretty well, I feel like they can win a few games. I feel like none of the teams in that division is going to have a winning record, but I still think that the Eagles can win the division at 7-9 or 6-10, something absurd. Are the Dolphins a playoff caliber team?
No, just because the AFC is just loaded. Next year, Tua's going to be better. He's going to be more developed. And that defense, they can get some more guys in free agency next year, but not this year.
Okay.
I don't think this year.
I'm going to go with no as well. I just feel like they can get the Patriots are third in division right now. If they can't get anything rolling, the Dolphins can for sure get second place. I don't know if they'll be playoffs, but I think they can get their ceiling right now is like 9-7. All right, the next one is, will the Pats get their act together and win some games?
I don't think so. Just because, that defense, that's what was keeping the Patriots really in games last year. Like, that defense always with Bill Belichick, it's always been top 5, top 10, But this year, it's not very close to it. And then the offense is just 3 interceptions by Cam yesterday. I don't understand. And the run game was bad too. So, yeah.
I'm gonna go with no. They cannot. They have reached their. They're not gonna. It's gonna get worse as the season goes on. If Cam Newton's not gonna, they're gonna bend. I'm gonna say it right now. By week 11, Cam Newton's gonna be on the bench, and Jared Stidham's gonna be throwing 2 interceptions a game. And Julian Edelman has not been doing anything this year. The defense has just done a total swap, and they're just not doing well. Are the Lions Are the Lions playoff contenders?
Yes, only because, there's 3 wild cards this year, and there's not going to be one from the NFC East. So there's no way there's going to be a wild card team from there. But I do think that I think that they could be a playoff team if that defense can pull its act together. The defense can.
This really depends on how the Seahawks division goes right now. Because if every team in the Seahawks division is better than the best team in the Giants division right now, which is the Eagles, with 2 wins. Congratulations. I feel like if the 49ers lose the next few games, I think they'll be out of playoff contention. And that will put the Lions up there. Maybe the Panthers. It depends. And then if the Rams lose a few more games, they'll be out. It'll be the Seahawks and the Cardinals. And then I think that's how it's going to go. And can the Washington football team win the division?
Yes, I think it's the Eagles and the Washington football team at this point. Honestly, I think the Giants have a bigger chance of winning the division than the Cowboys, only because their defense is better. But Washington, they just destroyed the Cowboys. They just made the Cowboys look like the Jets, playing like the Bills or like the Patriots. It was a shutout. And that defensive line is really good. Chase Young, Sweat, Kerrigan is still playing good, even though he's an old man. But yeah, that team is not very good, but they're good enough to win the division.
They can for sure win the division right here. This is actually pretty simple. I can just go through it quickly. The Cowboys are not going to win many more games, maybe 1 or 2. They're going to be in 3rd. The Redskins are going to be in 1st. My bad. The Washington football team is going to be in 1st. And they're, I feel like if they can win a few more games, I think they're going to have the momentum to ride themselves to the playoffs. And the Giants, I don't know what's going to happen with them.
So yeah, they're a weird team. They're still trying to find their personality. They're still trying to find a rhythm and an identity for themselves.
Does COVID and not having preseason games and starting training camp late affect all the injuries that have been happening?
Yes, because the players, they can't. In preseason, they go a little early, they stretch, they get the muscles going, They can't do that anymore. They had a little bit of training camp, and then they just get rushed right into the game. And their bodies aren't really ready for it. And that's what's really causing a lot of these injuries.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like having no preseason games also affected rookies, especially.
Yeah.
The later late round rookies, 3rd round and lower, because they're not getting any playing time, and it's all through practice, which is sort of hard to see because you don't.
And they're not getting much rest.
Yeah, you don't want your star players to get injured in practice, so you're not really doing full on contact. And a lot of the injuries have been to star players, Saquon is out with a torn ACL.
Yeah.
Nick Bosa's out, I think, also with a torn ACL. Odell went down with a torn ACL. Nick Chubb went down with a torn ACL.
What?
Yeah.
Could a doctor please tell me what an ACL is or does?
It's in your knee. It's in your knee. It's the thing that connects your knee to the bottom. I don't know. I think it's
is it
what
just
connects.
Meant to get torn? Is that just what it is? Is it just meant to get torn?
I guess.
That's just what it feels like. Because like all these running backs, these star running backs, tear their ACL, and Beckham too. Like now we don't get to see them for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're season-ending injuries, so it happens to week 1. Most of them happened in week 2, and so you also have Dak with that injury.
Yeah.
So I think it affects the whole season, really. And just to wrap it up, thanks for watching. We're going to do the next one next Wednesday. It's going to be every Wednesday. I'm going to try to post this just with highlights on Friday or Saturday. Watch some of the games. Just, like, put in the comments what you thought of them, like, under the video. Don't watch Eagles-Cowboys. I'm trying to spare some of your time. And
yeah, it's a waste of time.
Don't watch any of the blowout games unless you like the team.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blowout games this week.
Yeah.
But there's also some good ones. And also, Patriots, get ready for another rough week.
I'm sorry? What?
Patriots, get ready for another rough week. And, yeah, that's all. All right, we'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you for watching. Bye.